Happy Front Porch Friday. This week we are talking about home sale contingencies, which is when you need to sell your house before you can buy the next one. So what usually happens is you jump in the car with a real estate agent and you are so excited to go buy a house. You find the perfect dream home, you write a full price offer on it, you feel like you've bought the house, and then you get the rejection from the seller, which really stings and you can feel offended. And I totally get that. So why are sellers rejecting home sale contingency offers? There are two ways that I've heard this explained. The first is a seller says to me, I already have one house to sell, I don't need two. And what that means is they understand that they have to sell their house, which means they have to worry about the buyer's financing, the appraisal, the inspections, if the buyer's going to get cold feet, what's going to happen in this 30 to 60 day process that they're in. And now they have to think about your home and whether or not you will get a buyer, and a buyer who has acceptable financing. By the way, what if that buyer for that house also has to sell a home? Now we have a crazy train of connections. So they're like, Summer, it's hard enough selling one. I sure don't want to sell two. The second thing I've heard from sellers is, why should the buyer's problem become the seller's problem? Which means it is the buyer's problem that they have to sell a house before they buy a house, and that should not be the seller's problem. I know this stuff is hard to hear. I don't like saying it. I don't. It would be so much more comfortable if you were truly sitting with me on my porch. But you're not, so I'm gonna have to say it as kindly and gently, but also clearly as possible. So, what should you do if you need to sell a house before you purchase a home? Again, there are two answers to this. The first is talk to your agent about finding a lender who may be able to help you buy before selling. There are programs that help with this, and your lender will do a great job on that. If that's not an option for you, go ahead and get your home on the market. Ideally, you do not want to write an offer on the next home until your home is under contract. Obviously, these situations are complex, so if you're interested in buying and selling this summer, give me a call and we'll talk about your personal circumstances. Happy Friday.